Always by the tunes.
Hi! Hello everybody, had my phone all wrong way around then, didn't I? Happy Bank Holiday Monday! What's the weather like by you? The sun's come out, but it's really windy here. Really, really windy. So yeah, I'm glad to be back actually. We've had 2 days off, haven't we? And yeah, it's been okay. Nice and relaxing. We had a big video conference call. Not conference call, but like one of those video get-together things on Messenger with all my family yesterday, which was lovely. Got to see my boy and his girl in London, and my mum and my sister. So yeah, it was lovely. Really nice. Ate way too much chocolate. Way too much chocolate. Managed to demolish a chocolate orange Easter egg in one sitting. It was delicious. You always miss the start. I think it's because it's on a delay. So yeah, it takes about 30 seconds before I see people come online. So I wonder whether there's a delay from the start for you guys to actually be able to come in. Maybe I should have like a little background plaque that just plays. Hi, Marion. Background plaque that just plays for like a second. So yeah, Nikki, it is. It's really windy here. It's really windy is here as well. The sun's out and it's a beautiful, beautiful day, but cold because of the wind. So, oh, there's lots of people coming online now. Lovely. So, did you all have a good Easter weekend? I know it's still bank holiday now, but frankly, I've been sat still for 2 days. It's not good. I need to get going. I was feeling a bit drab as well because my roots need doing and my nails need doing. So bright red bite lippy today to cheer myself up. So what we're going to do today, we're going to do some of the handy snap pouches. Hi everybody. Oh, lots of people coming on now. Cool. We're going to do some of the little handy snap pouches, which I'm going to show you how to make, which you can do in any size at all, any size. And I'm going to show you, give you the dimensions as well. Your sister, cool. Oh, we're going like national now. Brilliant. Thanks, Marion. So yeah, cool. It's windy in Aberystwyth too. It's really properly got up, hasn't it? So, but never mind. So my hay fever is quite bad as well, so you have to excuse me if I'm extra snuffly today. So I'm going to flip you round and then I'm going to show you guys what we're going to be doing today. So here's Drew. Hi Drew. Here we go. And off we go. So I'm just going to move the microphone a little bit so that you guys can hear me. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make some of these little snap pouches. Okay. They're open and close. So, like spec cases, the ones that you can push in like that and they open up, to put your glasses in. So you could use this method to do those. But they're also really, really useful for like sewing projects and wash bags and just project bags generally. Okay. And they've got a secret ingredient. And the secret ingredient is a tape measure. One of those ones you pull out. So you've got to read your husband's or your partner's or your own, if you've got them, toolboxes and find yourself a tape measure. So this was an old one, so I pulled the whole thing out and chopped it off. Okay, so I'll get lots and lots out of this. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to roll that back up. Use a little binding clip to keep it together because otherwise it goes everywhere. So how are you all? Everybody okay? Everybody still well? You all alright? I do hope so. Hope you've had a nice couple of days as well. Nice bank holiday weekend. I did sit in the garden quite a bit on Saturday, which was nice. I read a book, had a pint of cider, in the sunshine, just with a book for about 2 hours. It was lovely, really, really nice. Didn't catch the sun much, mind, but never mind. So, what you're going to need for this, and remember, I will put all the instructions for this. I will put them onto the YouTube video as well, okay? It's not my pattern. There is lots and lots of versions of this out there. This is just my interpretation of it, okay? So you are going to need, I've got it all written down here, so I've make sure I had it right. For your little tabs here, now I've chosen to do them the same colour as the lining, but they could be a different colour. This is brilliant for using up little scrappy bits. So you want 2 squares of fabric, which are 4 inches square. And for your lining fabric, you want a piece of fabric. This is for the little one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make the little one, okay? And then I'm going to show you how to scale it up. So you can make them this big if you wanted to. Entirely up to you what size you make them. But we're going to go through the little one first. So also for your lining fabric, you want a piece of fabric which is 6.5 inches across by 13 inches down. Okay. So got a long rectangle, 6.5 by 13. So that and my 2 4-inch squares out for my lining fabric. And then for my outside fabric, which is this one here, okay, I'm going to use this lovely bright red. And the size on that is 9 inches by 6.5. And you want a piece of batting which is just very slightly bigger than this, okay? And the other thing you need is, which I'll get to later, is your measuring tape, okay? But I'll show you how to cut that and what size to do that later. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fold these little squares in order to make these little handles, little tabs, okay? So they would, you could use just like a prairie point, but I'm going to show you another little different method, because a prairie point you get like two, you wouldn't get two, what's the word? An opening both sides, okay? So I quite liked this as well. I've read quite a few of the tutorials, and I quite like this way of doing it. I thought it was quite nice. So any comments, any questions? Who's online, Drew?
Gina
Anybody?
Smith is watching.
Hi,
Carrie
Gina.
Owen's on.
Oh, Carrie's there as well.
And Kate is here. It says here.
Oh, cool. Lots of people. Fab. Hope everyone's okay. So I'm going to start with one of the little 4-inch squares, and I'm going to put it point to point like that. I'm going to iron that over, okay? And then I'm going to do it the other way. So I'm going to open that back out and then go point to point like that. And I'm going to give myself a nice crisp little iron. And then what you want to do is you want to open it back out, and hopefully you can see. So I'm going to put the middle bit here and the middle bit there. I want those to go in towards the centre like that, and then press it down. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. So you can see I've ironed in my diagonal crease, and then I want my centres, hopefully Drew's getting this, and my centres to touch in the middle like that, and then push it down and line it all up to get a little tab. And all your raw edges then are all on the end, okay, which you're going to get, and then I would give that a little press. Okay, so it's nice and crisp. You okay with that, ladies? Everybody all right with that one? So I'm going to do that again on this other one, so you've got it again. So diagonally that way, and like that. Excuse me, ladies, 2 seconds. I'm just going to turn the TV down, because I thought I turned it down and I haven't, and it's really quite loud in the corner, so give me 2 seconds. Are you supposed to like sing a song or something?
I thought you wanted viewers.
Oh yeah, I want viewers. No, we'd less than Drew better not sing, actually. God no. Okay, so I've ironed a crease that way, and then I'm going to iron the crease that way.
We've got Meg watching today.
Hi Meg, how are you, lovely? Okay, so I've got that diagonal, and then I'm going to make the points there touch in the middle, so kind of fold it in so they're touching in the middle, and give it a bit of a wiggle and an adjust, and there's your little tab, okay? And then again, just iron that, give that a really good press, so I've got my 2 little tabs like that. And then you're going to put those aside for now.
Carrie, what's the quilt on top behind you on the left?
This one or this one? This one? This is my. This is a Liberty quilt that I did ages ago. It was a pack from Alice Caroline, and she does these sample packs of Liberty, the Tana Lawn Liberty, and they're like 5 by 7. The pieces you get like rectangles, which are 5 inches by 7 inches. And it's like lots and lots of different scrappy bits, but all the same size from all the different ranges. So all I did was literally just put them all together, and I backed it in minky, and it's just a throw that I have on the sofa just for cushion up under. And this one is the Hearts and Stars quilt, okay, which is a class that we did a little while ago. So,
She says it's beautiful.
Thanks. It's one of my favourites actually. It's incredibly simple. It's literally just squares, as you can see. But I hand tied it because it was minky on the back, so I bagged it out and then just hand tied it through. But it's one of my favourites because it feels amazing. So, right, okay, so you've done your little tabs like that, and then what we want to do now is we're going to take our main fabric and bit of batting. I'm just going to give it a quick baste, okay? So just a quick squirt of 505, and we're going to baste this. Now you don't have to do these quilted. They can, you can leave the batting out, okay, and maybe just put a little bit of interfacing on the back just to give it a bit of body. But I quite like the quilted effect. I think they're quite nice. They've got a little bit more shape to them. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and then you want to quilt it, and how you quilt it is entirely up to you. Because we're just going to do something quite simple and quick today, I'm just going to grab a Frixion pen. Oh, that's not going to be helpful, is it? Because that's in red. Hopefully this one in black. Okay, and I'm just going to draw. I on this one I just did a crosshatch. You can see I've just drawn some lines and crosshatched. But you could do a checkerboard. You could just do some single lines on there. Whatever you want. Okay, and that's all I'm going to do today. Is I'm going to do some single lines.
Dawn asked, do you sell the pattern for the Hearts and Stars quilt?
I do have the pattern. Yes. We can sell it, absolutely. It's all mine. It's not on the website at the moment, but I will get it on there in the next couple of days for you, okay? Well, hopefully later on today. But yeah, it is quite an extensive pattern because it was a block of the month. So I think it's going to be about 12. It would be about £12 because there's about 40 odd pages of it. So, but yes, you are more than welcome to buy it. I will sort that out for you, okay? So all I did there, so this was a 6.5 inch, so I've just put a couple of lines, 2 1/4 inch and 2 1/4 inch, okay? And I'm just going to quilt this quickly for you and just go down the 2 lines, okay? I'm not going to do a checkerboard, but you can quilt it however you want. So we're going to scoot over to the washing machine. No, this is a sewing machine. So we're going to scoot over. I'm sorry, let me move my stuff out of the way so you can see. And okay, so I'm just going to move this over to 1/4 inch so that I've got, and then I'm going to sew 1/4 inch either side of that line. Again, this is just the pattern that I've chosen to do. You can do whatever quilting you like, all right? This is nice and quick. Okay, so I'm just going to do, I should have upped my stitch length and I forgot. So I'm just going to finish this line and then I'll up the stitch length. Okay, so I'm going to do
Maria asked, can you do it without spray glue?
Yes, you can, absolutely. You could just pin it on. You know, just put several pins on and just take them off as you're stitching. Okay, I'm just going to up that stitch length so that it's a bit. There we go. Okay, there we go. Just going to go down this one. Oh, these are not very straight today. My stitching's a bit wonky.
Nikki said that's how you broke your other machine trying to wash clothes in it.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh, talking about the machines, I looked at a couple of machines at the weekend. Only online, obviously. I didn't go anywhere, but I've seen a couple I really like. I'm going to work on him to get a new machine. I did promise him that I'd try and get my other one fixed first, but we won't tell him. I've wanted a new machine for ages. Good job he doesn't watch this, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just going down each line, either side of each line, just doing a little bit of shadow quilting. And like I said, this you know, you can do whatever quilting you want. You could practice some free motion quilting. You could do whatever you want on them, okay? I'm just doing this for quickness, okay? And then I'm just going to give this a quick iron just to get rid of those pen marks. There we go, like that. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, I've cut the wadding slightly bigger than the fabric. Okay, so the fabric was, let me remind myself, 9 inches by 6.5. Okay, so I've cut my fabric, just my batting slightly bigger, and that's obviously like you do when you're quilting because the batting sucks up a little bit, doesn't it? So what you want to do now is you want to trim this all off. So you want to trim it back to the edge of the fabric, and hopefully it'll still be 6.5 by 9. There we go. So round we go, round this way, round this way. But like I said, play with the quilting on these. You can do whatever you like with them. You know, it's quite a nice way because it's only little to have a practice of your free motion. You know, try writing some names or, you know, some words or something into it. Okay. And then I'm just going to get rid of those bits there. So that's my front piece done. What I want to do now is, let me get that, I don't need those dimensions anymore, let's get those out of the way. So I'm going to lay my lining fabric down and I'm going to pop this one on top. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you've got 2 inches either end. Okay, so I haven't cut this right. Hang on, let me just double check. Oh no, it's way too big. So this piece, the lining piece, is 6.5 by 13. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this down. So I'm going to use my mat. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, hadn't cut it down. See, there's me thinking I was all prepared and all ready to go. Really wasn't. hadn't cut my fabric properly. There we go. And
Linda's here watching us.
Linda Head?
Yeah.
Ah, fab. Hi, honey. There we go. So now that's the right side. So it's 6.5 by 13. You're going to pop this one down. Okay, and you want to make sure that you've got 2 inches. So there we go. 2 inches that way and 2 inches that way. And that is the same dimensions no matter what size pouch you're going to make. So if this piece here was 12 inches that way by 14, if you're making a really big one, the underneath piece would be 12 inches wide, so same width, but you'd want 2 inches and 2 inches, so it would be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 long. Okay, if you want to make smaller ones, it doesn't matter what, as long as they're the same width, it doesn't matter what dimensions you do, you always want that 2 inches, your lining fabric, to be 2 inches bigger. Okay, next thing you want to do is just pin in your little tabs, so you want those right in the centre. Okay, like that. So again, you can measure that up, grab a couple of pins, and I'm going to pin this out of the way. You don't want to pin at the top, you want to pin it down, which I'll explain in a moment. You'll see why in a moment. So I want that one there, and then I want this one this side, so can you see they're facing each other. And again, I'm going to pin that one down low, like that. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on these little edges here. First thing you want to do is just fold over just a tiny little bit like that. What's that, about 1/8 of an inch? 1/16 of an inch? You're just making a little hem. Oh, excuse me, the kitchen door's banging shut. I think the back door must be open. Okay, and you're going to do the same the other side. So, like that. So you're just ironing in a little hem. Like that. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to turn this towards you so hopefully you can see. Is they're going to put this edge here over like this. So you just come in, I don't know if I put it on the edge here, so that you're just coming over the edge there. Can you see? You don't want to come all the way down. You just come in about the same width of the hem onto the main fabric. Okay, like that. And again, you want to pin all that into place. I'll grab my pins a second. So what I'm left with is a channel here, which is what your measuring tape's going to go onto. So I'm going to put that down onto there, and then one down this side, like that. Okay, and then again here. So I'm going to bring it over so it's just the width of the hem is hitting that main fabric. And pop a little pin into there. So how are you all doing, ladies? Is everyone okay? Everybody understanding what I'm doing so far? Anybody got anything interesting to tell me? What did you guys get up to this weekend? Any stories to tell me? You obviously, Linda went clubbing and had a meal with her family. Anybody else do anything interesting? Did you see family over video calls and stuff? So do let me know in the comments. Drew will read it out.
Heather asked, how did you get rid of the stickiness under the label of the Alice Caroline fabric?
I just dabbed it off. Yeah, so with the Alice Caroline, they normally come with a little label. I peeled it off, and then just with a little bit, I literally had a cotton wool pad and some hot soapy water, fairy liquid soapy water, and just dabbed it, and then just gently ironed it dry. So most of the residue came off. Sometimes there was a little bit left on some of them, but once I'd quilted it all, chucked it in the washing machine, and it all came off lovely. Okay, so yeah, I mean that worked for me. Hopefully that'll work for you. Okay, so we've now got this, and what we're going to do is we're going to top stitch down here. So I'm going to start here, and you're going to top stitch, what's that, about a 16th of an inch in, literally just in from the edge all the way down. So we're going to do that, okay?
Carrie asks, are you open tomorrow? We'd like to order some wadding.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, if you want to give us a call, you can call me today or tomorrow, love. But yeah, absolutely, you can give us a call and we will get wadding out to you. Okay, so all I'm going to do is top stitch down, trapping in all of those layers, okay? So I tend to just pick a point on my foot. So for me, it's on this internal bit here. Don't know if you can see, Drew, if you can come this one side, doesn't matter which side. So I'm lining the edge of the fabric up on this bit of my foot here, just here. But just pick a point on your foot that gives you that top stitch, okay? Okay, there we go. Like that, and then I'm going to do. Oh, that was incredibly wonky. If I wasn't doing this video, I'd unpick that, but I'm not going to unpick it now.
Liz asked, is the mink the same as a fleece? Is that
minky fabric, it is kind of like a fleece. Hang on 2 seconds. Let me just do this top stitch and then I'll get it down for you so you can see. Okay, I think I've gone really wonky. I don't know what's going on with me today. It is a little bit. Can't get a straight line to save my life. Okay, so the minky. Hang on, can I just grab the phone a minute, Drew? Excuse me, ladies. There we go. So the minky is, it's like a very, very soft fleece, which has got like a bobble in it. It's sort of almost got like a little velvety texture to it, but it's very, very soft. I think we've got it in the shop in a pale sort of silver grey, a cream and a white. Yeah, okay, there we go. So. Oh, I think I saw on there that Nikki's sister is making scrubs. My mum's doing that as well now, which is, yeah, very admirable.
Yeah, she said my daughter and I are cutting out and sewing scrubs for the local NHS stuff.
Ah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Well done, guys. So, ignore my very wonky stitching, because I don't know what on earth went wrong there. Wasn't concentrating, that's what it was. So, you've top stitched down, okay? So now it's time for the secret ingredient. So what you want to do is you want to cut your measuring tape, okay? Now obviously don't use your best fabric scissors for this because it's metal, but these do cut these do cut very, very easily, okay? So this was 6.5 inches wide, this one. You want to cut your measuring tape piece an inch shorter than whatever width the bag is. So for this one I'd cut 5.5 inches. For this one, I think it was a, let me just double check. What's that? 15, 16, 17, 18. I think that was a 19.5 wide. I cut something like that. 9.5, sorry, wide rather than 6.5. So I'd have cut 8.5 for that one. So it's hard. It's an inch shorter than whatever the width is. Okay. So these are 6.5. So I'm going to cut this at 5.5, like that. Okay. You can see it cuts really, really easily. Okay. You don't have to measure it. It's got a measure on it, so you could just count at 5.5. As I realised I was being really stupid. It's like, why am I measuring it on the board? It's a tape measure. It's got a measure on it. Okay. We'll just wind this one back up so it doesn't, because they do go everywhere. There we go. Wind that back up. Put a little clip on it just to hold it all together, because like you can see I can make loads more out of just that one tape. You want to, look, obviously these edges now are really, really sharp, okay? It's metal, you've just cut across it. So you want to round them off, okay? And when you're rounding them off, just be careful with those little bits go. Because I wander around barefoot quite a lot. When I was first making these, I had a couple ping and I didn't find them all. And it hurts when you step on them. So, oh, see, I've lost that one. I'm going to have to find. Oh no, there it is. Ow! See, like that, they stick in you. Okay, so be careful because it is sharp. Little bits of tin. Okay, so I'm just going to do this last one. Okay, They do cut quite easily though, you know, I mean, these are just little standard scissors and it's cutting through ever so easily. Now obviously that's less sharp than it was, but I would suggest putting a little bit of electrical tape or duct tape or something over the edges. Any kind, you know, sellotape probably not, but duct tape, you know, we use it for everything, don't we? Or instant, you know, like PTFE tape, you know, like plumbers use, something like that over it. So what you want to do is, again, it will just stop the fabric being cut. Is just put it over like that, and then you want to trim away the excess. I'm going to trim away that excess like that, and like that. And now that's nice and soft, okay? There's no sharp edges at all, and you won't cut your fabric, okay? So in true Blue Peter fashion, here's two that I did earlier, and I've obviously done it on both ends, okay? Oh, I didn't do it on that end. Oh, that's me saying I've done it on both ends. Put that one on there, like that, and just trim it.
Asked, have you got any of those little irons in the shop?
We might have one left, actually. I will check for you. In a moment. I don't know if Sarah's still over at the shop. She was over there earlier doing wool. Sarah, if you're still in the shop, can you check to see if we've got any of the little irons left? We might have. If we have, I'll message you later and let you know, okay?
Marissa, don't know if my husband will be happy me chopping up his measuring tape.
Oh, honestly, right, let me hold the phone a second, love. Behind you on the cabinet. Hi guys, hopefully you can still see me. Right, these were from Home Bargains or Biology, 89, take the phone back, left, 89p, okay, and you'd get probably 20 pouches out of that. So obviously I know it's quite difficult at the moment because we can't get out, but you can buy them really, really cheaply and just pull it all out all the way to the end and chop it off, okay, because it was me like, oh, I've got to try and get in there and everything, and my husband's like, just pull it off and chop it out. I was like, oh yeah, duh. If not, I imagine Asda or Tesco's, if you do your food shop, ask your husband if he's doing the food shop to put one on the list for you. Okay. So this is now going to sit inside these channels that we've made. Okay, and can you see that they're curved? Hopefully you can see that. Okay, that they curve inwards. So you want the curves to be to face the inside. So I'm going to put this one in like this. Okay, slide that one in there, like that. Okay. And the curved bit is facing the lining fabric. And then I want to put this one in this way, again, so the curved bit is facing inwards. And they are quite a tight snug. You want to get them in like that, all right? So when they fit like that, the curves are going inwards, okay? Last little bit is you're then going to put these, so the main fabric is on the inside like that, and it feels odd because the curves of this are now doing that, and line everything up. And I find binding clips are best at this point rather than pins. Now you could overlock the edges if you wanted to, just be really, really careful you're not hitting that plastic, that metal, or you could, once we've stitched them, you could zigzag to keep it nice and neat. Okay, so all I'm doing is lining up those 2 points there. Can you see? So lining up the edge to the edge like that. Let me just do that again. So I've got the edge of this and the edge of this and lining those up. Okay, and I don't know if you can see can you see I've got this amount of space here before I hit the metal, okay, which is important because we're going to sew down here. We don't want to hit the metal with our machine needle. Okay, and then I'm going to put another clip in there. Okay. Any other comments, Drew? What are people saying? What are people up to?
Kate says she's just bought one from Amazon. I'm hoping it for 20 quid. I'm hoping it's an iron, not a tape measure. That's a fancy tape measure.
That is a very fancy tape measure for 20 quid, yeah.
Sarah says she's at home, so she can check.
That's all right, lovely. I'll nip over later on. I've got to go over the shop and grab some bits, so I will double check on the irons for you. I think we've got a couple left. I will check though. Okay. So right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stitch down there. Okay. And you've got about 1/2 inch seam allowance on this, so you don't want to do 1/4 inch. You want to be be generous, so you know, sort of 3/8 of an inch between 1/4 and 1/2 inch, because you want it to be quite snug to that measuring tape. Okay, so we're going to scoot back over here. Right, I'm just going to get rid of those metal bits very carefully into my thread catcher.
She said, yeah, the iron.
Okay, and then we're going to go down. So what I've done is I've put the foot right up against the... right, I'm just going to change the setting on my machine. There we go. So I've got the foot right up against the metal tape measure, okay? And the needle just the other side of it. And then I'm going to stitch down. I'm going to try and keep that the same all the way down. Okay? I would most definitely... Oh, hang on, sorry, 2 seconds. My machine is being silly. What are you doing? I don't know what it's trying to do. Right, hang on, 2 seconds. I would then do another line of stitching here, just at the top, because it's going to have a lot of sort of stress on it where you're opening and closing. So I would go back over. So you could reverse if you want, but I tend to find that if I go back over... Oh, sorry, my machine is really not behaving itself. Back over, just that little bit there. That's just enough to reinforce it, okay? And then I'm going to do exactly the same on this side. So I'm going to come down there like that. Through all those layers and double checking where that tape measure is. You can feel it with your fingers, okay? And you want to make sure that you don't sew over that bit. Okay, there we go. Right. I'm just going to trim off all those ends. And like I said, you could then overlock these edges if you wanted to, or you could zigzag them. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to pink and shear them. Okay, how you finish off the edges is entirely up to you. I don't mind a pinked edge, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a pinked edge all the way down. Okay, just to, ooh, if it'll let me. There we go. Just to get rid of that excess and stop too much fraying. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So I'm just going to run my pink and shears down that edge. I think my pink and shears need a bit of an oil. There we go. Okay. And that's this pouch finished, because what you're going to do now is you're going to push it in through that way, like that. And push out your corners. Like that. Push the corners right out with your finger. And there's your pouch. Okay. And it's done. Like I said, if you want to tidy up that seam, you can zigzag it or overlock it. Entirely up to you. Obviously, I haven't clipped those edges properly there. That's because I'm doing it on camera. Okay, so but that's it. That's done. You can box the corners. So if you wanted to, I'm going to turn this one inside out so you can see. If you're making bigger pouches and you want a boxed corner, okay, rather than a flat pouch, there's no reason at all. These are a bit small this size to box the corners. They'd end up being absolutely diddy little things, hardly any use for anything. So don't do it on the smaller size, but on the bigger ones, you can see on this one, I've just zigzagged all the way up just to stop the fraying, and I've just boxed the corner. Okay, so I've pushed it out and then sewn across like that, across the triangle. There's the seam, sewn across there.
Linda Tomlinson asked if you had any picking shears in the shop.
I will check for you. I'm not sure. Again, we're struggling a little bit with some haberdashery stock, obviously because of getting deliveries and all done. But I will double check for you again, and again I'll message you in a minute once I went back later on this afternoon. And that's your pouch. Okay, so like I was saying, you can make these any size you like. It doesn't matter. You know, I think they're brilliant for keeping projects in, you know, for keeping all sorts of bits and pieces, for going to classes and stuff. Good for makeup bags, for your handbag, you know, because you've got no zip or anything, no zips to put in, although Sarah's going to show you zips on Thursday. I think they're really, really good for little sewing projects though. Really
Linda Head said that's pretty neat.
It is. They're really cute little things. And, you know, the secret ingredient really is just this, just a bit of old measuring tape. Okay, so that's the handy snap pouch. Like I was saying, they would be really good for spectacle cases. Okay, if you made them long and thin, they'd be really good for putting your specs and all in. For pencil cases and all for the kids, again, they'd be nice for that. So anything you can use a pouch for, really. So any questions, ladies? Anybody got anything they want to ask me? Go grab my cup of tea. So.
Angela Seaman said that's a nice project, thank you, Sarah.
That's all right, my pleasure.
Mayflower said that's really cute.
It is. They are a really nice little project and ever so quick to do. You could see, I mean, that one literally in the time that we've been talking. Obviously, if I wasn't talking, it'd have been a lot quicker.
Diana Jones, is there a pattern for the ironing board, please?
Pattern for this cut and press board? Yes, I will put it onto the website this afternoon for you. I forgot about that one. Sarah did send it me the other day. I will put a cut and press board. There is a pattern for this. So you've got a little mini cutting board there, and then this side, it's a piece of wadding, but it holds your blocks and your pieces in. And then like that. And then you've got a double ironing board if you want it. If you don't want to make one, I've got one left in the shop. Again, private message us if you're interested. I do have one left in the shop. I think they're about £22, but I've got one left, a pre-made one if anyone's interested.
Tracy Jones says loving the project. Sean
cool.
said great project, well done. And then Marion said thank you, very clever.
Cool, fab, yeah, and really nice, quick little make. You know, they could be used. You could, again, you know, we're talking about not using wrapping paper and all. You could use them as gift bags. You know, they're nice and easy, and you could wrap. You know, you could put a little present in tissue paper or something in there, and give them as a present. You know, and they've got two presents in one then. So yeah, lots and lots of ideas with them. Of course, if you do make one, please send us your pictures. We do love to see the pictures, and we can then put them on our Instagram and share them on our Facebook page, which is nice. I'm be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and we're going to do crochet again. So we're going to do the corner to corner stitch, which is a really nice one. So if you remember, we learnt the treble and a chain. That's all you need to know for this one. So if you're fed up of granny squares and you want to go for the next one on, we're going to do a corner to corner. Okay.
Sorry, Diana said, can I have the one in the shop, please?
Yes, absolutely. If you can, I'll put that aside for you. Dan, if you can just drop me a quick message or give me a call in about half an hour, I can take payment over the phone and stuff for you, okay? But I'll double check. But yeah, there's definitely one left in the shop. It's not this design, but if you give me about half an hour, I'll whip over to the shop and pick it up, and I'll take a photo and send it to you, okay?
Maria asked, is there a lot of prep needed for the block of the week?
Block of the week, no, there's two nice simple ones. It's all done with 2.5 inch strips. So I will be putting the cutting instructions for that up tomorrow morning. Okay, so that'll go on our Facebook page tomorrow. The cutting instructions for the two blocks. So we've got two different blocks. We're going to be doing a bento box block, and we're going to be doing a cheats card trick block. Okay, so that's a sneak preview for you. Any other questions, groups?
No, Wendy says, thank you, Sarah. Love those pouches.
Yeah, they're fab, aren't they?
Mayflowers says, yippee, can't wait.
Cool.
That's it.
Fab. Lovely. Well, thanks, ladies. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 with some crochet. And then we're back on Wednesday with Block of the Week. Thursday, Sarah's going to be online instead of me, and she's going to be doing zipped pouch. And then Friday, Drew's going to join me on camera, and I'm going to teach him to sew. We're going to do a really simple Moors bag, which is it's a charity Moors bags, and we've talked about it quite a few times, and they are so simple. The whole idea is I'm going to teach an absolute beginner to do them live on camera. So I think Alex is going to be cameraman, and Drew's going to be this side with me. And then on Saturday we're going to do a disappearing 9 patch because it's been asked for, but using your pre-cuts. Only using pre-cuts to do it, so that you can use up those jelly rolls and charm packs and layer cakes that you've been stashing away for ages and don't know what to do with. Okay, so yeah, stay safe, everybody. Stay home, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the chocolate, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.